They've been here for over 30 years now. Some 3,000 Afghan refugees live in the Batsir Chamran camp in the Iranian province of Kerman. Madine Gholami is grateful to the Iranians for their help, but the widow doesn't see much of a future in Iran. The family can barely make ends meet, so her children have to work dangerous jobs. Her son broke his leg doing so. I was 10 when I got here. My kids have never seen Afghanistan. We don't have the money to travel there, and the security situation is so terrible that our relatives have now also fled to Iran. About 1 million Afghan refugees are registered in Iran. Many of them have lived here for decades. Because they're only allowed to take menial work and are barred from attending university, many are frustrated. But none of them are willing to say that on camera.
In this settlement, I born, I spend time, I will, I will get married, I will have some children here, and I will die here. It is the real life of the Afghan refugees.
The situation is even more frustrating for an estimated 2 million undocumented refugees living here illegally. They work on the black market, mostly on construction sites. Despite this, for about a year now they've been able to get medical attention and send their children to school. That's also partially thanks to funding supplied by international aid organizations and the EU. It's in schools like this one here in the Kerman region of Iran where Afghan refugee children can study together with Iranian children. And that means it's not only the documented ones but also the undocumented children that are studying here. That is crucial because it's the majority of the children that here get a future, get an education, not just for Iran but also for Afghanistan. And it gives a guarantee to their parents that they cannot be deported. EU officials believe that if conditions for refugees in Iran improve, they'll be less likely to try to make the dangerous journey to Europe. Christos Stylianides, the EU Commissioner for Humanitarian Aid, says closer cooperation with Iran is essential. He's convinced that the refugees would benefit greatly.
Why not the Afghan refugees stay very close to their home, and maybe in the next time, future time, when we'll see peace in their land, to make a repatriation process in order to return in their homes. This is the best scenario.
Stylianides knows it's a long-term and ambitious project. A slump in global oil prices, along with growing Iranian public discontent about so many refugees in the country, is putting local authorities under pressure. It's very likely the EU would notice a difference if we did not support refugees here. Last year there was a wave of refugees heading into Europe, but without the efforts of the Islamic Republic, it would have been even worse. Christos Stylianides announced the EU would double funding for Iranian refugee aid to 12.5 million euro this year. But that still isn't enough, because many refugees here continue to dream of making the journey to Europe.